From Bristol, Tennessee to the outskirts of Richmond, Virginia, the Right Lane Cup Series returns for its fifth round of the season here at Richmond International Raceway, where the drivers and teams will encounter 88 laps around this 3/4 mile circuit. We can expect a lot of close quarter action, a lot of bumping and banging, a lot of tire strategy, and a lot of great racing. My name is Shane Landers, bringing you this exciting coverage, and hopefully the fans will all enjoy this great race. But we're going to go ahead and get down to the racetrack and get you your starting lineup. Christian Vargas gets his first pole of the year, with Julio Cesar another good qualifying effort out of the 75 camp. Several cars once again had to go to the rear. Peter Onjak had a engine change who sent him to the rear. Several other cars starting up front that we normally don't see. Derek Hamill had his heartbreak last week with a blown motor from the lead. Charles Sanford and Logan Cloud both had heartbreak last week as well. So did Alexander Phoenix, and they are starting deep in the field here. We see the cars starting at the rear, including Chris Martins, Peter Onjak, Evan Marisi is back here as well again. So is Stephen Clone and Daniel Voles. That is your starting lineup, and we will go ahead and get you the command to fire engines.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Christian Vargas rolls off. He will now also be eligible for the Clash next season. And Julio Cesar, who was outside, is also looking to rebound after a strong run at Daytona. The pace car has pulled in. Vargas and Cesar bring the field around turn number 4. The green flag is out, and we are racing. The fifth round of the Right Lane Cup Series is underway here at Richmond, Virginia, and we are underway. Vargas dives deep into turn number 1. Meanwhile, Cesar is still fighting the hold off Jeffrey Finguy. Finguy, last race's winner at Richmond after Logan Cloud blew a motor late in the race. Ben McDonald is going to cycle into the 4th position, and Samuel England will even out into the 5th position. Lap 1 is now completed. Vargas will get the bonus point that goes with a lap led. Every driver that gets a lap led will get a bonus point. The most laps led gets you an extra 2 points. So Vargas, who is told me he wants to make a bid at the championship, will need to get as many of these extra bonus points as he possibly can. And it looks like he has already tried to set sail 0.3 of a second as lap 2 is completed over Cesar and Finguy. But meanwhile, Vargas leads them into turn number 3 again. Then you have Cesar, Finguy, McDonald, Samuel England, RJ Bishop with a good start. Then you have Angel Gutierrez, Stanley Andrews, Henry Thomas, and Asher Evelyn rounding out your top 10. As they start lap number 4 now, Christian Vargas he's hold 0.3 of a second over Cesar and Finguy. But if I were Finguy, I would want to go be the first multi-win driver of the season. In fact, first driver in right lane history to get such a title. Because after all, of course, he's not the first winner. That honor goes to Vince Freeze. He was the 4th, but he could be the first driver to win multiple races in a year. Finguy, I've noticed a demeanor change in him. He was very down on himself. He said, Shane, I think that I want to get this team to do good, but it's going to take a lot of growing pains. When I interviewed him this morning, he told me that this team was rejuvenated by that win at Bristol. They feel like they could do anything, which is good for them. I feel as if Finguy is a very competent driver, and he knows what he is doing. But also who knows what he's doing is, and we've got trouble on the racetrack. DJ Curtis is in trouble. The caution flag is out, so it appears Max Johnson was involved as well. Lap number 7, our first caution flag of the day, comes out as the pace car will pick up the field. Vince Freeze also with damage. We were just talking about him, the Daytona winner, in trouble, has the whole front end of his car dented in. Mac Johnson, KJ Hayes, so does Zachary Fitzwater. Both the Freeze cars having problems. Luke Evans, Logan Cloud, JD Martin with a lot of damage. What on earth happened here? Let's see if we can get a replay right quick. So we were told to focus on the 2 of DJ Curtis. Yeah, he grenaded the engine. Curtis said he shifted up to 4th gear and the transmission exploded, and man, it stacked up, and look at the mess on the front straight. Oh my goodness, look at that stack up. Huge crash here early. Fitzwater, we'd have to get another look at that. We saw Fitzwater, Freeze got sent into the fence. JD Martin got sent around. KJ Hayes got thrown around a little bit. Let's see if we can get another angle here. Here we see we got both the Fitzwater Australia cars right beside each other, and it looks like Freeze sideswiped JD Martin trying to go around the wreck, and that just caused a chain reaction. Several cars sliding into each other. Still some contact after that. But this was just not what a lot of these drivers wanted to see, especially Cloud, Fitzwater, and Freeze. Riding aboard with Zachary Fitzwater, you see DJ Curtis nuking the motor ahead of him. Oh, man, Fitzy thought it looked like he was slipping all through that oil that the 2 car was leaving down, all the transmission fluid. And he got slowed down and he got hit again right after the wreck. Looking back from Alexander Phoenix's car, the 62. Yeah, Phoenix, oh my lord. Phoenix got into the 9, and you can see the carnage littered throughout turns 1 and 2. So the caution flag is out here at Richmond, lap number 9 out of 88 after a multi-car crash in turn 1 and 2 takes out several cars. We'll be right back after this.
You spend the day going in circles, and you earn the right to do one more. That's fuel for the soul.
During a 500-mile race, the Texaco Haviland race team will change the tires, replace the fuel, and adjust the suspension. But there's one thing engineered to go the distance: the oil. Haviland, race-proven protection.
Welcome back to Richmond Raceway here at the Right Lane Cup Series 5th round of the season. We are under caution after a multi-car crash in turn number 1 takes out, I believe the last count was 9 cars. Several of them are still on pit road. DJ Curtis blew a transmission in front of the field. You see his car has retired. Evan Marisi's car also received damage. Vince Freeze was able to make repairs. There he is, pulling alongside Christian Vargas. We're going to come back to green here. Christian Vargas has led all 11 laps so far. Julio Caesar, Jeffrey Finguy, Ben McDonald, and Samuel England round out your top 5. The pace car is in the restart zone they are, and Christian Vargas takes off. We are green here again at Richmond. Vargas and Caesar clear the 9, but you see Finguy struggling to get around that number 9 Flex Seal Ford Mustang. Ben McDonald going around the outside. But you have Samuel England behind them. And Vargas is able to pull another 0.3 of a second lead over Julio Caesar. Then Jeffrey Finguy has cycled in behind the top 2. Ben McDonald is now gapped. He's got about 4 or 5 car lengths between him and Finguy. Samuel England has gotten back to 5th, but Vince Freeze has been kicked to the outside, and so has RJ Bishop. Bishop has such a strong run here, and now he's going to get stuck behind the damaged number 9 Ford Mustang. And look at how many spots he is losing. Asher Evelyn is going to go by. So is Derek Hamill. Hamill had such a strong run last week. I believe he led almost the most laps of the race, but he blew a motor late and had his day absolutely ruined. McDermott's going to go around RJ Bishop. Jeff Bolton is looking to get around RJ Bishop. Lane Sanders is also looking to get around RJ Bishop. Bishop throws it into turn number 1. He cannot get in. He's going to get in here. Sanders tries to keep it in, but Bishop is finally able. No, he's not. Freeze is just a roadblock to that Kroger Ford. And you see Sanders is going to go around. That's for the 14th position. Look at that. Now we have RJ Bishop has had enough. He has put Vince Freeze 3 wide, and now he is going to try to get in line. But up front, we have a fight for second place. Jeffrey Finguy is going to slip underneath Julio Caesar, and that's going to allow Ben McDonald to show up. Samuel England is in the fray, and that's going to bring Angel Gutierrez in as well. These guys are all going to have to sort this out and try to run down Christian Vargas later in the run, because as you burn these tires, especially at Richmond, as you burn the tires down, it is harder and harder to run down the leaders. The car gets a whole lot tighter, and especially out of turn 4 that you see there, it leaps out at you. And our drivers are going to have to be careful in order to not hit the wall. And a tire advantage is so great here that I believe an undercut strategy on pit road might be preferable. But you see, Finn Guy has lost 2/10 trying to get around the number 75 of Caesar. He is 0.5. He was 0.5 that last time. He's gained half a tenth that time. He sends it into turn number 1, and he looks like he has erased that gap between himself and the 00 Jersey Mike's Toyota. What can Vargas do? Vargas has come over the radio, and he is complaining that this car is starting to tighten up. That might be a byproduct of him taking off so much on the lead, burning his tires early. We'll see because Jeffrey Finn Guy has cut that lead in half, just under 0.3 of a second. Separate the number 92 and the 00. Ben McDonald has slouched back a little bit. He is in the clutches of Samuel England, the Exalta Pontiac for Sanders Performance Autosport. Then you have Caesar. He has gotten in behind the number 24. He is in 5th, that Little Falls Motorsports Cheez-It entry. And Andrew Gutierrez and that team have had some strong runs this year. A lot of them have gotten ruined. The Dunkin' Donuts Ford is looking to get underneath the number 75. And a bright car to be sure. You can barely miss it on track. But they are looking to get that car into victory lane. Another hard-to-miss car is Henry Thomas. We have not spoken a lot about Henry Thomas this season, as there's a fight in front of them for the 5th position. Thomas has not shooken up the world like his teammates have. Bolton with his dual win, or Bolton with his pole in Daytona, or Alexander Phoenix with his win at Atlanta. Henry Thomas has sort of been the third wheel of that team, but he's told me several weeks in a row that he wants to get that M&M's Pontiac up front, and he is starting to this week. I believe he started 10th. Now he is inside the top 10. He has the top 5 within sights. A really good run for this M&M's team. Let's hoping that they can try and get a top 10 out of this. Asher Eveland, another team, another third wheel sort of team. Christian Vargas and J.D. Martin. Martin's rotten luck has kept him low in the standings. Christian Vargas, Asher's teammate, is up front, but Asher and that Wawa Toyota is running in the top 10. Then you have Stanley Andrews, who's run up front several times this year, and Derek Hamill, as we said earlier, had the motor blow late on him at Bristol, a massive disappointment as Bolton is looking to get into the top 10. But up front, the lead has cut down significantly, 1.5 tenths between Finn Guy and Vargas, and Finn Guy dives into the turn number 1. Let's see what he can do. The Nintendo Ford is next to the Jersey Mike's Toyota. That's going to bring Ben McDonald into the fray. Let's see if Finn Guy can sail it in there in turn number 3. He's going to, and it looks like he's going to draw alongside. Man, Finn Guy had to let off the gas. Not gonna get the pass completed there. He's gonna try again in turn number 1. If he could get his quarter panel, maybe he could pass the 00. It looks like there's going to be door to door going into turn number 3, but that has brought Ben McDonald into the fray. Finn Guy sailed in once again in turn number 3. Here comes Samuel England into the mix. 4 cars under a blanket here at Richmond. Man, you cannot get any better than this. Finn Guy tries once more into turn number 1. Vargas has to know that he is burning up his tires, running that outside line. Finn Guy got a good launch into turn number 3. Vargas is still there. If he can clear him into turn number 3, he might be able to get the lead. He is new leader here at Richmond. It is Jeffrey Finn Guy, last week's winner, trying to go back-to-back, become the first multi-winner and the first back-to-back winner in the Right Lane Cup Series. Vargas has lost. Look at that. He's already lost 0.3 on Finn Guy. Ben McDonald is all over that car. Ben McDonald, he had the race at Iowa dead to rights, and he made a mistake. He threw it into number 3 and wrecked, ironically enough, the leader, Jeffrey Finn Guy. But Ben is trying to get redemption from that race. He's going to try to throw it underneath the 00 as Vargas goes to block. Samuel England has had several good runs ruined. He's trying to get a good run. Caesar is back in the mix. Top, 2nd through 5th, really 2nd through 7th, are all within 1 second of each other. But right now, and there you see we have another fight. There is the 24, that's Samuel England, going underneath Ben McDonald. Can McDonald fight back on the outside? England tries, but it looks like Ben is going to defend. Maybe not. He tried cutting him off. England gets a good run through the corner. He is still side by side. I believe he's going to complete that pass going into turn number 1. Another pass for position behind them is Angel Gutierrez and Henry Thomas. Thomas will get the 6th position, or maybe not. A very good fight there, but Samuel England has moved up from 5th, biggest mover in the top 5 so far. Meanwhile, Finn Guy has checked out. He is in another zip code, 1.13 seconds ahead of Christian Vargas, 1.6 ahead of Samuel England. England has kept pace with Finn Guy. These two might be the fastest cars on the track, but England, if he's going to make a run at the leader, he is going to have to get around Vargas quickly. Vargas has complained that the handling on his race car has gone away, which is why he is losing. He was losing so much time. Maybe he cooled his tires off because he gained a 10th on Finn Guy that time. And now Vargas is trying to draw near that Nintendo Ford once again. He's also got to watch in his mirror too, because England is here. So is Ben McDonald, Julio Cesar. Angel Gutierrez is not too terribly far behind. Henry Thomas as well. Asher Evelyn has joined the 6th and the 7th place cars. As you see, Thomas on the quarter panel trying a little fender rubbing there, going through 1 and 2 as Thomas tries to get around the 58 car of Angel Gutierrez. He's going to throw it into turn number 3 and get that 6th position at last. But we had another shake-up. Danley Andrews gets a 9th. Jeff Bolton is in the top 10. 2 of the MB2 cars running up here. That's going to be a boon for that team. Jesse Turner. After his team almost won last week, or after his team almost won last week and won the week prior, that team has got to be very optimistic. Turner, though, is not much so. That team has had some has struggled since Daytona, and they are trying to get a good run. They're in 11th now. RJ Bishop has clawed, scraped, scratched, and gnawed their way up to 12th after getting shafted early on. That Kroger Ford has got something going on, and you see a fight to get into the top 10 between Bolton and Jesse Turner. Dunlap in 14th. That's the 3rd Spa car we've seen. He started deep in the field. He is now up to 14th. Then you have 2 GNR cars fighting for the top 15, and Lane Sanders is going to get around Derek Hamill. Sanders Performance Autosport is having a great night. All 3 of their cars almost in the top 15. Chris Martin's in the 05. Daniel Voles in the 44 crosses up. Griffin Label McDermott's 19th. Alexander Phoenix, the 3rd MB2 car, is 20th. Here is Charles Sanford, running in the 21st position. Then you have Justin Henley fighting Ryan Griffin. Then you have Ryan Reed and Nick Breeding, Nick Martinez. You have Martinez's teammate Mac Johnson. Peter Onjak was also a car driver that was very optimistic. He is just not having a good time at all. Mitchell Carter has not had good runs at all season. He is trying desperately to get up front. And what on earth is that? That is Logan Cloud. Cloud is 2 laps down, had come back out on the racetrack with that can opener of a race car. But with these fresher tires and it being a short track, he is actually making up some decent ground. Since short tracks really don't need aerodynamics, Cloud has taken that can opener and has driven up. He has run up to about the top 27, top 26. There's the top 25 right there. Look at him go. Then you have Taylor Frey and James Ellison fighting. There is Landon Thomas. He was a victim of the lap 9 caution. Stephen Colon, 33rd. J.D. Martin and Rhodes Gray. The Crossroads cars are just not having a good time here. Ellison, Gray, and the 31 of Justin Henley. Zachary Fitzwater's miserable year continues. 36th. Then you have Luke Evans, 37th. KJ Hayes in 38th. But back up to Jeffrey Finn Guy. We're coming up to halfway here, has opened a 1.4 second lead on Christian Vargas, a 2.3 second lead over Samuel England, and a 2.7 lead over Julio Cesar. Those 4 cars were looking like they were going to be it. And Ben McDonald has caught and passed Vince Freeze. Freeze goes another lap down. Thomas is going to go around the Flex Tools Ford. Fitzwater Australia Racing has just not had a good night tonight. Both their cars in that first accident right next to each other. Freeze is probably hoping maybe he could get something. Maybe he can finish the race. Maybe we'll get more mechanical problems. It's a possibility. But Freeze going 2 laps down, that is just not going to help his cause at all. Evelyn ran up the corner to get a runoff to get as much straight line speed as it could. Asher Evelyn is now underneath Vince Freeze. That might bring Stanley Andrews. And Jesse Turner is in the top 10 now. Has run away from Jeff Bolton. Bolton has fallen back here to the clutches of RJ Bishop. That number 78 car is probably livid after what happened earlier. Cody Goforth having a solid run back here in 13th position. Goforth and that Menards team have had solid runs. They just cannot get the results to back it up. They had a good run at Atlanta, but they have not been able to back it up since. Dunn LaPrade, another driver in a similar boat. LaPrade has had some solid runs in that number 41, but he just cannot. He has bad things happen and just ruins finishes. Derek Hamill, like we said, he was going to win that race last week before his motor blew. Daniel Voles. Voles has proven to be Wisco Motorsports' boon. He has run that car. They have started in the back every race this year for one reason or another. And he has just driven. He just drove past Derek Hamill. And he is in the top 15 now. Daniel Voles in that iRacing Chevrolet is doing extremely well for themselves. I would be proud of them. Elaine Sanders back to 17th. Griffin Lane McDermott's 18th. Chris Martin's 19th. And Charles Sanford rounds out your top 20. It is lap number 48 here at Richmond. Jeffrey Finguy leads the Right Lane Cup Series 5th round at Richmond. We will be right back after this commercial break.
Should probably go.
Welcome back to Richmond Raceway. 5th round of the Right Lane Cup Series. Pit stops are happening. Jeffrey Finguy has dove his Nintendo Ford onto pit road, and he has been followed by several of the leaders. In fact, most of the leaders have pit. I think the lone exception would be RJ Bishop in that number 78, trying to get a lap lead bonus. Bishop had a really good starting position. I believe he started in the top 10 and will now get the bonus point. He's going to dive on a pit road. So is Cody Goforth. Logan Cloud is going to stay out on the racetrack and try to get one of his laps back. So is Vince Freeze. In that number 9 car, they just swapped positions. I believe you'll see right now off pit road, there goes Jeffrey Finguy. Here comes Christian Vargas. Samuel England gets off pit road. So does Julio Caesar. So does Ben McDonald. Here comes Henry Thomas off pit road. Jumps Asher Evelyn. The 44 car of Daniel Voles will get off. Jesse Turner is out. Angel Gutierrez is out. Lane Sanders has yet to pit. Sanders cut off. Gutierrez there. We'll have to see what's going on now. KJ Hayes in the 55 car, that damaged race car, is your leader. More cars come off pit road. There's Bishop's group. See if we can find. There is KJ. That's Chris Martin's. Excuse me. There is KJ Hayes' car. KJ Hayes is out on the racetrack. One of several cars yet to pit. And here are the leaders. There goes Vince Freeze's car finally. There is Jeffrey Finguy. And then there is Christian Vargas and Samuel England. They are the only, well, actually, no. There's Caesar. Caesar's on the lead lap now. Ben McDonald is on the lead lap now. The top 6 are on the lead lap. As KJ Hayes is probably going to have to pit here sooner or later because Hayes is just letting more and more cars get by. Asher Evelyn just went by. Daniel Voles is trying to get around there. Voles goes. Turner is there. We heard a screech. There must have been a caution. There is a caution. What happened? The caution flag is out. There is the Logan Cloud is slow on the racetrack. Oh my goodness, he just swerved in front of JD Martin. What on earth happened? Cloud just spun. Cloud said he broke something on the race car and got spun into 3 and 4. Let's see what on earth happened. We'll see if we can get a replay here. So coming into 3 and 4, Alexander Phoenix just wrecked Logan Cloud. Cloud had absolute. I don't think Cloud even saw Phoenix coming. That 62 car just threw the Aflac Ford into the wall, and you see after that, Cloud is trying to get out of the way, and JD Martin I don't think he even knew he was trying to get down. Another view from it, you see, Cloud, it looked like Cloud just absolutely stopped in front of Alexander Phoenix. He braked early. He might have been trying to pit. But for Phoenix and for everybody that had to pit, you see the results there. That is absolutely not what they wanted to see. The caution is out here at Richmond. The second caution is out on lap number 57. We will be right back after this.
From the entire Channel 4 News team, I'm Veronica Corningstone.
And I'm Ron Burgundy.
Subscribe to Right Lane Cup.
You spend the day going in circles. When you earn the right to do one more, that's fuel for the soul.
Caution is out here at Richmond. We're coming back to green here shortly. KJ Hayes is your leader. Look at that race car that is leading this race. Hayes stayed out under this caution. I don't get what the 55 team is trying to do. The pace car is in. Hayes is your race leader. Is yet to pit. The right side, both sides of the car are knocked in. The green flag is out, and we are racing again. But look at how many cars are about to get their laps back. Bishop is gone. So is LaPrade. Goforth is alongside the 55. Man, this is absolutely not what Hayes wanted. Hayes sees an opening. Hayes might be able to get inside. Here is Jeffrey Finguy. Finguy throws it between the number 55 and the 43, trying to get around the race leader. Finguy to the inside of Hayes. Here's Samuel England in the fray. Christian Vargas is slipped back to 4th. Vargas tries to throw it in there as well. The top 3 on the race that were on the racetrack before the caution, they are now trying to go around the number 55 of KJ Hayes, who did not pit as far as we know. We believe. No, I take that back. Hayes, we were told Hayes did pit under caution. Was not able to do any damage repair, as you can clearly see, and that is clearly showing now because Hayes is losing positions. Lost the lead to Finguy, lost second place to Samuel England, about to lose third place to Christian Vargas, might lose fourth place to Julio Cesar. Hayes is on that dreaded outside line, trying desperately to hold on to that position. But up front, you top 2 are now Jeffrey Finguy and Samuel England, trying to get around, trying to maneuver that lap traffic. Now you have Chris Evans. He was 31st. He's on the lead lap again. Goforth is on the lead lap. So is LaPrade. So is Bishop. 15 cars are on the lead lap now, but we have a tantalizingly close fight for the lead here. What can Samuel England do to get around Finguy? Finguy is trying to get for 2 races in a row. We are at 19 laps to go here at Richmond. What can Finguy do? He's got to get away from that Exalta Pontiac. But England is hounding that number 92, trying desperately to catch that Jeffrey Finguy and prevent them from going back to back, because that would be absolutely catastrophic for a lot of people's points hopes, including Samuel England's. Meanwhile, you have Christian Vargas. He has finally shook the flea that was KJ Hayes' damaged race car and is now running after the top 2. Look at how much time he has gained on Samuel England alone. It was 1 second last time. We'll see how much the time difference is this time. He cut 2/10 off. If he keeps that up, he will get there within 5 laps. He might not even take that long. Here is Finguy is starting to complain about the same problem that Vargas was. Finn Guy is saying the car is super tight. He's having to back up the corners a whole lot more. And Samuel England is now on the scene. So it was Christian Vargas. Vargas, you see that time, he cut 3/10 off the lead that time. 0.54 seconds separate the top three. Here comes Samuel England to the inside. England looks, he's trying to get around Finn Guy, who has led the most laps, got the most laps led bonus. Finn Guy fights back on the outside. Unbelievable racing. 15 laps to go here at Richmond. But Finn Guy is on the outside, and it is going to be a losing battle. He is trying desperately to fight back. England throws it into turn number 3 again. He's got the car to stick. He's not able to clear. He is barely clear. Maybe he'll get him in turn 1. He is going to. New leader here at Richmond. Samuel England in the Exalta Pontiac has gotten the lead from Jeffrey Finn Guy. Christian Vargas back to 3rd. He was watching, hoping that they would make him, one of the two would make a mistake. And now he has got to go run them down again, because now Julio Cesar is in the mix. The 75 Cheez-Its Dodge has had a really solid season so far. It is now 9/10 back from Samuel England. England has now got a teammate of Dunlop Rad in his sights. Will that play a factor? We're coming to 12 laps to go here at Richmond. Can England hold on? He's got the lap led bonus, the extra bonus point for leading a lap. He cannot get the most laps led bonus. That will go to Jeffrey Finn Guy. But he can also get the bonus points for winning the race, because there's, I believe it is 5 points between 1st and 2nd place. That would negate the gap just ever so slightly. But for England, this would be a statement of a win, as his season thus far has been miserable. Several crashes. He crashed on the last lap of Atlanta, and now is fighting to get his first career right lane win. 10 laps of racing left at Richmond. And Finn Guy is fading. He is fading fast, because here is Christian Vargas, the Jersey Mike's Toyota, trying to make a statement that he belongs in this championship fight. He's going to send it in on Jeffrey Finn Guy. Finn Guy shuts the door. Here comes Julio Cesar into the mix. Cheez-Its, Jersey Mike's, and Nintendo all fighting to get to that 2nd position. But that is only going to allow Samuel England to set sail. 1 second over Finn Guy. 1.1 seconds over Vargas, 1.4 seconds over Cesar. Vargas has got, I believe he might have the car. He just needs to get around Jeffrey Finn Guy. Finn Guy burnt up his tires. He burnt up whatever he had trying to hold on to the lead on the outside line. 1/10 loss that time for everybody involved. But Samuel England has checked out. He's in another zip code, trying desperately to get away from that 92. We're coming to the point where if a caution would come out, the race would end. And that would probably be the best thing that England would want to see, as we are on 7 laps to go. That time, though, Finn Guy cut a 10th off of Samuel England's time. He's going to need to do a lot more than that to get to that number 24. We'll see this time, as now England has got the number 41, his teammate Dunlop Rad, in his sights. Will LaPrade do anything for England? Or will he try to stay out of the way? An even lap time that time by Finn Guy and Samuel England. That is not what Finn Guy needed. He needs to try to find something, and he needs to try to find something fast. So now we're coming up to 5 laps to go. If a caution were to come out now, the race would be over. And that time, Finn Guy lost time. He lost 3/100ths. This is not what Finn Guy needed. He needs to try to do something, anything, to catch that number 24, as England is now on cruise control. Coming around, we're coming to 4 laps to go now. Samuel England has desperately been trying to win one of these races. He told me at the top of the show, if he could win here, it would mean everything. It would be a big boost to his team. It would be a big boost to the whole Spa organization. It would be a big boost to him personally. And it would be a big boost in their championship fight, coming to 3 laps to go now. England is now, he's got Finn Guy in his sights. Finn Guy was able to get within a second of the number 24, but I don't think it's going to be enough unless we get a big bobble out of the 24 car. At this point, if I were Finn Guy, I would try and protect my position because, you know, Christian Vargas or Julio Cesar are with a much better range. As you see, he lost more time. He's back over a second with 2 laps to go. And England is beginning to catch his teammate Dunlap, but I believe it is going to be too late. The white flag is out. Final lap here at Richmond for Samuel England and the number 24 team. The Sanders Performance Autosports. That team has had a miserable start to the year. Lots of speed. Sanders finished 3rd in the first round at Daytona, but since then, misery. That is going to all change tonight. Samuel England coming through 3 and 4 is going to put an exclamation point on his bid for the championship. Samuel England wins here at Richmond. The 5th round of the season will go to him. Jeffrey Finn Guy will get 2nd. Christian Vargas will get 3rd. Julio Cesar will get 4th. Asher Evelyn is able to get a top 5 after all of that. Let's see. KJ Hayes, after that bold pit strategy, will get a 6th. Let's see who else. Henry Thomas will get a 7th. Ben McDonald will get an 8th. Jesse Turner, where is Turner? There's Turner. Turner will get a 9th, and Lane Sanders will round out a good week for Spa with a top 10 finish. But tonight belongs. Where is the 24 team? There is the 24 team of Samuel England. Congratulations to the number 24 of Samuel England. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll get your results shortly after this.